It started as an ordinary morning for Alex Thompson and his classmates on their daily bus ride to school. They barely noticed the switch to a substitute driver, who seemed harmless enough. But as the trip progressed, Alex picked up on subtle signs, wrong turns, speeding, and frequent glances in the mirror, that made him uneasy. The moment grew increasingly tense, his anxiety spreading to other students. With each passing mile, Alex's suspicion morphed into a gut-wrenching certainty that something was very wrong. Then the bus abruptly veered off route, and Alex knew he had to act fast. The urgency of his actions led to a heart-stopping revelation that left even the police officers visibly shaken. They barely noticed the switch to a substitute driver who seemed harmless enough. The driver, a middle-aged man with a graying beard, didn't do much to draw attention to himself. Most of the kids were engrossed in their own world, playing games, chatting, or finishing last-minute homework. Alex, too, was initially indifferent, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was slightly off. It wasn't long before he started paying closer attention. But as the trip progressed, Alex picked up on subtle signs, wrong turns, speeding, and frequent glances in the mirror. That made him uneasy. Every time the driver made a wrong turn or sped faster than usual, Alex's sense of dread deepened. At first, he thought he might be overreacting, but the repeated missteps were hard to ignore. He sent a few puzzled glances towards his classmates, hoping someone else noticed. The moment grew increasingly tense, his anxiety spreading to other students. Whispers started circulating among the kids, questioning the driver's competence. One girl in the back even let out a nervous giggle, only to be shushed by her friend. Alex tried to keep his cool, but his heart was beating faster with every unusual turn. The tension was almost palpable, and he knew it was just a matter of time before something gave. With each passing mile, Alex's suspicion morphed into a gut-wrenching certainty that something was very wrong. The driver's eyes kept darting to the rearview mirror, scanning the kids as if checking for their reactions. Alex gripped his seat tightly and leaned forward, trying to make eye contact with a friend. Every fiber of his being screamed that they were in danger. He knew he needed to stay alert and think quickly. Then the bus abruptly veered off route, and Alex knew he had to act fast. The familiar streets of their small town were quickly replaced by unfamiliar winding roads that led to who knows where. Panic gripped him hard. The bus swerved dangerously close to the edge of the road, making several students shriek. He knew this was the moment to do something before it was too late. There was no turning back. Alex's heart pounds as he tries to think of a plan to warn his classmates without alerting the driver. He glanced around the bus, spotting a few friends who looked just as scared as he felt. His phone vibrated in his pocket, reminding him he had a lifeline. Swiftly, yet discreetly, he took it out and began typing a message. He realized he needed to be clever to keep everyone calm and safe. He discreetly texts his best friend, Sam, who is sitting a few seats ahead of him on the bus. The message was short but urgent. "Something's wrong with the driver. Act normal. We need to figure this out." Alex hit send, praying Sam would understand the gravity of the situation. He watched as Sam read the message, his eyebrows knitting together in concern. Their eyes met, and a silent understanding passed between them. Sam recognizes the urgency in Alex's messages and starts to help him observe the driver's actions more closely. They both notice the driver making strange, almost robotic movements. Alex and Sam exchange nods, confirming their suspicions. Sam edged closer to the aisle, peering carefully at every maneuver the driver made. The two friends knew they had to stay calm and composed to avoid arousing any suspicion. Their silent teamwork was crucial. Alex notices the driver making a quick, coded phone call and becomes increasingly alarmed. The driver mumbled into his phone, his words barely audible but urgent. Alex strained to hear, catching snippets like diversion and pickup. His stomach churned with dread. He knew he had to act before things took a darker turn. He quickly typed another message to Sam, asking him to be ready for anything. The clock was ticking. Other students start noticing the off-course route and unusual behavior, growing more anxious as Alex's concern is now shared. The hushed whispers turned into louder conversations, and some kids even looked out the windows, trying to figure out where they were. A girl in pigtails tugged on her friend's sleeve, asking if they were lost. The bus seemed to vibrate with a collective unease, everyone now aware that something was amiss. Alex quickly searches online for recent news, but finds nothing that explains the driver's behavior. He scrolled through local news sites, emergency alerts, and even checked social media, but there were no reports of any accidents, road closures, or anything unusual. Frustrated, he looked up, meeting Sam's eyes. They both knew they had to rely on themselves. The lack of information only heightened their sense of urgency and made them more determined. The driver takes another unexpected turn, driving further away from the school, which heightens Alex's urgency. The bus now ventured into a more secluded area, far from any familiar landmarks. Alex bit his lip, the reality of the situation setting in. The bus jolted over a pothole, causing more students to look up in alarm. It was now or never. They had to come up with a plan, and fast. Alex whispers to his closest friends, explaining his suspicions and urging them to prepare for possible action. He leaned over the seat, catching the attention of Jenny and Mark. In hushed tones, he laid out what he had observed. Their eyes widened, and they nodded, understanding the gravity. Though their faces showed fear, none of them hesitated. They knew they had to act if things got worse. The friends huddle and formulate a plan to discreetly undermine the driver's control without causing panic. They considered everything, from creating a distraction to getting the bus to stop. Jenny suggested faking a medical emergency, while Sam thought they could all move to one side of the bus to tip it slightly. They weighed their options carefully, understanding the risks involved. Each of them had a role to play, and they committed to it. Alex shares the plan with a few more trusted classmates, creating a small group ready to act. He moved quietly from seat to seat, picking only those he trusted completely. Each person received their instructions and nodded solemnly. The group now included a mix of boys and girls, each with their own strengths. They all knew the importance of staying discreet to avoid escalating the situation. The atmosphere grew tense but resolute. Students exchanged nervous glances, whispering amongst themselves about the driver's strange actions. Fragments of conversations floated through the bus. "Why are we going this way? Do you think he's lost? Something's not right." Even those not in on the plan sensed that something was terribly wrong. Alex noticed some students clutching their backpacks tightly, as if holding onto a semblance of normalcy. The undercurrent of fear was palpable, and time was running out. The bus hits a bumpy, unpaved road, making it clear that they're far from their usual route. The vehicle jolted violently, causing several students to gasp and grip their seats. Dust kicked up around them, adding to the sense of isolation. Alex's heart raced as he realized just how far off course they were. If they didn't act soon, there was no telling where the driver would take them or what could happen. Alex directs Sam to move discreetly closer to the driver, ready to act if things escalate. Sam nodded and began inching his way up the aisle, pretending to look for something he had dropped. His movements were slow, deliberate, and drew little attention. The driver seemed preoccupied, giving Sam the opening he needed. Each step brought him closer to the driver's seat, ready to intervene if necessary. Alex watched, holding his breath. Sam pretends to look at a map on his phone, trying to figure out their exact location. Holding his phone up, he pretended to be scrolling, all the while casting quick glances at the road ahead. He turned his phone slightly, using the reflection to keep an eye on the driver's actions. By staying alert and observant, Sam hoped to anticipate the driver's next move. The situation was tense, but they were ready to act. Tension builds as the driver becomes visibly agitated, glancing at the students through the rearview mirror. His fingers tapped nervously on the steering wheel, and he began to mumble to himself. The once calm atmosphere inside the bus grew tenser with every passing minute. Students exchanged uneasy glances, and even the usual chatter and laughter died down. The driver's erratic behavior was becoming too obvious to ignore, making everyone even more anxious. Sam signals to Alex that they're getting closer to a densely wooded area, heightening the sense of urgency. He pointed out the window, his finger tracing the outline of the thick trees that seemed to close in on the narrow road. Alex shot a glance back at Sam, eyes wide with realization. They were heading into a place where help would be harder to find. The urgency to act grew exponentially. Alex manages to share critical information with a few more students, ensuring they know the plan. Sneaking from seat to seat, he whispered instructions to those he trusted. Each student he informed nodded in understanding, their faces tightening with resolve. The murmured conversations buzzed softly through the bus, creating a web of silent communication. Everyone involved knew the importance of their roles and the need for impeccable timing. The bus takes a sudden sharp turn, startling the students and causing alarmed whispers to spread. Books and bags slid off seats, causing a clatter that heightened the tension. Students gripped their armrests, eyes widening as they exchanged frightened glances. The abrupt motion threw some off balance, but they managed to steady themselves quickly. Alex clenched his jaw, understanding that time was running out. Immediate action was needed. Alex decides it's now or never and signals his friends to get ready to execute their plan. With a determined nod, he tapped his wrist as if indicating a countdown. Sam, Jane, and the rest of the group subtly shifted in their seats, bracing themselves for action. Everyone involved knew their part and mentally prepared for the forthcoming attempt to regain control. The tension was at an all-time high. Sam moves closer to the driver's seat as planned, preparing for any sudden need to intervene. With each step, he kept his eyes on the driver while also gauging the distance to the door. Alex watched him intently, ready to spring into action if needed. Sam's palms were sweaty, but he maintained his composure, focusing on the task at hand. Any sudden move from the driver could set their plan in motion. Alex exchanges a resolute nod with Sam, who takes a deep breath and braces for action. Both understood the responsibility they carried not just for themselves, but for everyone on the bus. With his shoulders squared, Sam placed himself strategically, ready to confront the driver at any moment. Alex, equally determined, locked eyes with the nearest friends, a silent confirmation that they were all in this together. The group of students near the front of the bus quietly prepare to confront the driver. They shifted their positions, edging closer but trying to remain inconspicuous. Jane, keeping her cool, handed a small penknife to Mark, who nodded in understanding. Each person knew their role, from distracting the driver to physically intervening. The front group's preparation was critical. They were the first line of action if things escalated. Alex's friend Jane whispers calming words to panicked students, maintaining as much order as possible. She moved from seat to seat, offering a reassuring smile and quiet encouragement. Her soothing presence helped to ease some of the mounting fear, allowing her classmates to focus on the task ahead. Jane's efforts created a small but crucial buffer against the rising panic, enabling everyone to stay composed and ready for their roles. In a moment of sheer bravery, Alex stands up and loudly demands the driver to stop the bus. His voice cut through the tension like a knife, sharp and authoritative. "Stop the bus now!" he shouted, gripping the seat in front of him for support. The entire bus fell silent, all eyes turning toward the driver. The driver's eyes darted to the rearview mirror, and for a split second, the bus seemed to hang in the balance. The driver, startled and visibly angry, accelerates instead of complying with Alex's command. His face contorts in frustration, and he mutters something under his breath. The bus lurches forward, surprising everyone and causing a wave of panic to ripple through the seats. Alex's eyes widen in shock, but he quickly regains his composure. His mind races, knowing that they must act fast to avert disaster. The time for hesitation is over. Sam lunges forward, grabbing the wheel and steering the bus off its dangerous course. With both hands gripping tightly, he yanks it to the left, causing the bus to swerve significantly. The sudden maneuver throws students against their seats, but Sam remains focused. He knows they have no other choice. The driver tries to wrestle the wheel back, but Sam's determination prevails. At that moment, Sam's courage is their only hope. Pandemonium ensues as students scream, some helping Sam, while others try to hold on tightly. Backpacks, books, and lunchboxes scatter across the aisle, adding to the chaos. Jenny reaches out to steady a friend who nearly topples over. Amid the shouting, a sense of unified purpose begins to take shape. Kids who were previously scared and confused now find their roles, some grabbing onto Sam to keep him steady, others trying to calm their peers. Alex and another student, Mike, work together to wrestle the driver away from the controls. Alex grabs the driver's right arm while Mike seizes the left, their combined strength managing to budge the driver's iron grip. The driver thrashes violently, but the kids hold firm. Determination fuels their actions. They know failure isn't an option. Sam continues steering, focused on keeping the bus on a safe path. They coordinate without words, driven by sheer necessity. With a combined effort, they finally manage to subdue the driver and bring the bus to a stop. Mike delivers a forceful push, and the driver tumbles backward, giving Alex the opportunity to take over the controls. The bus screeches to a halt, the sudden stop jolting everyone inside. Breaths are held for a moment before relief washes over them. The immediate danger is over, but the situation is far from resolved. They brace for what's next. Students scramble off the bus, shaking and in tears, grateful to be safe but confused about what just happened. Feet hit the ground rapidly as everyone makes their way to a safer distance. Huddled in groups, some students hug, while others just breathe deeply, trying to calm their nerves. Alex and Sam herd their friends away from the bus, glancing back to ensure everyone is out. The relief of being on solid ground is palpable. Alex urgently calls 911, providing details about their location and the driver's suspicious behavior. His voice wavers slightly but remains steady enough to convey the seriousness. He explains everything from the wrong turns to the acceleration and the struggle to stop the bus. The dispatcher assures him that help is on the way. Hanging up, Alex looks around at his friends, feeling a mix of responsibility and relief. They're safe for now, but questions remain. Police arrive quickly, securing the area and taking the driver into custody. The flashing lights and sirens offer some comfort, signaling that professional help is finally here. Officers move efficiently, checking on students and gathering preliminary information. Alex watches as the driver is handcuffed, feeling a surreal sense of disbelief. The urgency has shifted from immediate danger to providing information. The police presence helps stabilize the chaotic scene, allowing everyone to start processing what happened. The students huddle together as officers interview them about the harrowing experience. Small groups form, each recounting their version of events to attentive police personnel. Alex stands with Sam and the others, trying to piece together the sequence of actions that led to their survival. The officers jot down notes, nodding as they listen. The recounting helps solidify the reality of what they just went through, turning their fear into a coherent narrative. Alex relays his observations from the bus ride, emphasizing the driver's unsettling actions and coded calls. He details the wrong turns, the acceleration, and the final struggle to wrest control from the driver. The officer taking notes looks increasingly serious as Alex describes the phone call with cryptic phrases. It becomes clear that this was no ordinary bus ride. The officers thank Alex for his courage and thorough account, promising to investigate further. Police praise Alex for his quick thinking and bravery, while taking detailed notes of his account. The lead officer shakes Alex's hand, commending him for his courage under pressure. The other students watch as Alex talks, each adding bits of information they remember. The tension starts to lift as the police officers make it clear that Alex's actions likely saved many lives. It's a moment of recognition none of them will forget. Parents start arriving at the scene, frantic and relieved to find their children safe. Mothers and fathers rush to their kids, hugging them tightly, tears streaming down some faces. The relief is palpable as families are reunited. Amid the chaos, Alex finds his own parents, who hug him fiercely. The gravity of the situation hits everyone as they realize just how close to disaster they came. Gratefulness and relief blend in a whirlwind of emotions. The police try to piece together the driver's motive, but the driver remains tight-lipped. Officers attempt various methods to get him to talk, but he stares blankly ahead, refusing to cooperate. Back at the scene, detectives begin to explore other avenues, investigating the bus and talking to the students. The driver's silence only deepens the mystery, leaving everyone anxious for answers. The sense of an unresolved threat hangs in the air, unsettling everyone. Officers conduct a thorough search of the bus, looking for any clues or suspicious items. They comb through every seat, compartment, and corner, searching for anything that might explain the driver's behavior or intentions. Flashlights flicker as they check under seats and in storage spaces. The students watch from a distance, whispering among themselves, wondering what might be discovered. The search yields a few personal items, but nothing immediately alarming, adding to the enigma. Alex and his friends recount the confrontation, emphasizing the driver's increasingly erratic behavior. They describe the rapid turns, sudden acceleration, and the moment they decided to act. Each student offers their perspective, painting a vivid picture of the harrowing experience. Alex focuses on the driver's unsettling phone call, while others detail their fear and confusion. The officers listen intently, piecing together a timeline from the scrambled accounts. Every new detail adds to the growing concern. A detective approaches Alex, asking about any additional observations he made during the ride. Alex thinks back carefully, recounting details he might have missed earlier. He mentions the driver's cold, detached demeanor and the frequent glances in the rearview mirror. The detective takes swift notes, clearly understanding the importance of every small detail. Alex's friends join the conversation, adding their own recollections. Each piece of information could be a crucial part of the puzzle. Alex mentions the driver's suspicious phone call and frequent mirror glances. He describes how the driver spoke in hushed tones, using vague, coded language that heightened his anxiety. The detective's eyes narrow in concentration, recognizing the significance of this detail. Alex also notes the driver's almost mechanical movements, as if he was following strict, predetermined orders. This mention raises more questions among the officers who jot down everything meticulously. The mystery deepens with each revelation. The police check the driver's phone records, discovering several calls to an unknown number. They pull up the call logs, noting the repeated calls made during the bus ride and prior to it. Each call fuels the suspicion that the driver was part of a larger scheme. Investigators trace the number, hoping for leads. Meanwhile, the students are asked to stay nearby as more revelations could come to light. The atmosphere remains charged with tension. Officers analyze the phone records further, uncovering a possible link to a larger investigation. The number connects to a person of interest in an ongoing criminal case. This revelation shifts the investigation into higher gear. Detectives huddle, discussing the new lead while coordinating with other agencies. The students, though relieved to be safe, can't shake the feeling of being part of something bigger. Alex and his friends watch the unfolding developments, knowing their quick actions triggered crucial discoveries. Alex and his friends are asked to provide more details in a formal statement at the police station. They are driven in police cars, feeling a mix of anxiety and curiosity about what comes next. At the station, they are led into a room where each takes turns recounting their experiences in greater detail. The formality of the setting underscores the gravity of the situation. Each statement adds new pieces to the puzzle, helping to form a clearer picture. At the station, detectives explain the severity of the situation, making the students realize the gravity of their actions. They describe the potential consequences of the driver's intentions and the alarming connections they have uncovered. The room fills with a palpable tension as the weight of their bravery sinks in. Each student listens intently, understanding that their quick thinking might have averted a disaster far worse than they imagined. Alex feels a mix of pride and worry as he signs his statement, hoping for a swift resolution. The papers in front of him seem to solidify the reality of what happened. As the pen moves, he glances at his friends, who mirror his emotions. The formal process adds an unexpected gravity, making him realize the full impact of their actions. Pride for what they achieved juxtaposes with the lingering fear of unresolved danger. Back at home, Alex's parents praise him for his bravery, but express their concerns for his safety. His mother hugs him tightly, tears of relief in her eyes. His father, while proud, emphasizes the importance of being cautious in the future. The living room feels both comforting and heavy with emotions. Alex listens as they talk about their fears, realizing the ripple effect of his actions. Their voices blend warmth and worry, creating a complex, emotional tapestry. The community starts hearing about Alex's heroism, leading to an outpouring of support and gratitude. Neighbors stop by with words of praise, and his phone buzzes with messages from well-wishers. The local grocery store even offers free snacks to show appreciation. Each interaction brings a fresh wave of pride, but also a reminder of the gravity of what happened. Alex finds himself the center of attention in a way he hadn't anticipated. News outlets begin reporting on the incident, dubbing Alex a local hero. Reporters gather outside his house, eager for interviews. The story spreads quickly, capturing the public's imagination. Headlines describe the daring escape and the baffling mystery of the substitute driver. Cameras flash as Alex steps onto his porch, microphones thrust toward him. Each news segment praises his bravery, bringing newfound attention to his normally quiet life. The media storm is overwhelming, but affirming. The police intensify their investigation, looking into the potential threat posed by the driver. Officers from various departments collaborate, piecing together clues to understand the driver's motives. The bus company is scrutinized, and background checks are rerun. The intensity of the investigation suggests a larger threat, turning the area into a hive of activity. As the pieces start to fit together, Alex watches the investigation unfold, aware that his actions set this in motion. Alex tries to return to his normal routine, but the incident continues to weigh heavily on his mind. School feels different, his classmates looking at him with a blend of admiration and curiosity. Teachers offer sympathetic smiles, and some even adjust his assignments to lighten his load. Despite these efforts, the memory is inescapable, echoing through hallways and classrooms. The shadow of what happened lingers, making ordinary tasks feel oddly significant. School officials commend Alex and his friends in a special assembly, making them feel appreciated. The auditorium is packed with students, teachers, and parents. As the principal praises their courage, applause fills the room. Alex and his friends are called to the stage, each receiving a certificate of bravery. The recognition feels surreal. Standing on the stage, Alex scans the crowd, seeing faces full of admiration. The moment is both humbling and uplifting, sealing their heroism in school history. Despite the recognition, Alex remains focused on understanding the driver's true motive. Late at night, he pores over news articles and updates, seeking any clue. Conversations with friends turn analytical, each offering theories and insights. The unsolved nature of the case gnaws at him, making it hard to move on. Alex is determined to see it through, knowing that understanding the driver's intention is key to fully closing this chapter. The police uncover that the driver was using an alias, escalating the sense of mystery. This revelation sends shockwaves through the community, adding a new layer to the investigation. Detectives work tirelessly, piecing together this newfound information. The true identity of the driver raises even more questions, deepening the intrigue. The mysterious alias suggests a hidden past, potentially linked to larger, darker plots. This discovery solidifies the sense that Alex and his friends thwarted something far more sinister. Detectives trace the driver's identity, revealing connections to a terrorist cell. Their faces turn serious as they cross-reference the alias with international databases. This new information sends shivers down their spines. They quickly notify higher authorities and coordinate with anti-terrorism units. The magnitude of what Alex and his friends averted starts to come into sharp focus, and the urgency of the ongoing investigation heightens. The unraveling plot is far more sinister than anyone initially thought. The revelation shocks the community, with many struggling to comprehend the enormity of what was averted. News spreads quickly, and conversations buzz with disbelief and gratitude. Local forums and social media explode with concerned and stunned messages. Neighborhood discussions become intense as people grasp the gravity of the near disaster. Schools and local businesses post messages of thanks to Alex and his friends, while city officials scramble to reassure the public. The atmosphere is a mix of fear, relief, and awe. Officers inform Alex that his quick thinking potentially saved dozens of lives from a planned attack. They explain how every second counted and his immediate actions prevented a catastrophic event. Alex listens intently, absorbing the weight of their words. The officers express profound gratitude, emphasizing the critical role he played in the emergency. They offer reassurance, but also a sobering reminder of the threat they faced. The magnitude of his bravery becomes more real with each word. Investigators discover plans and maps in the driver's residence, confirming the terrorist plot. Blueprints of the school and detailed notes on bus routes lay spread out on a table, stark evidence of the intended attack. Police take photos and secure every piece of information, knowing the importance of these findings. The chilling discovery brings a mix of validation and horror. The community realizes just how close they came to tragedy, making Alex's heroic intervention all the more significant. The police share the findings with the public, emphasizing the thwarted catastrophe. News conferences and official statements highlight the crucial role Alex and his friends played. Authorities outline the seriousness of the plot and detail the steps taken to ensure safety. The community responds with a mix of gratitude and heightened vigilance. Public buildings display banners thanking the young heroes. The gravity of the event reshapes the town's sense of security and appreciation for its young citizens. Alex is overwhelmed by the magnitude of the situation, but finds solace in the lives he saved. Amid the media frenzy and waves of gratitude, he takes moments to reflect quietly. Conversations with close friends and family provide support as he processes the event's enormity. Though the acknowledgement is validating, Alex grapples with the what-ifs. Each thank you, each pat on the back, serves as a reminder of the responsibility he unexpectedly shouldered. The community holds a ceremony honoring Alex and his friends, celebrating their courage and quick action. The town square is filled with proud parents, teachers, and neighbors. Banners wave, and applause rings out as the mayor presents them with medals. Each hero stands on stage, basking in the appreciation and love from those they protected. The sense of unity is powerful, washing over them as they receive handshakes and hugs. It's a day of shared triumph and community pride. Alex receives an award from local authorities, solidifying his status as a hero in his hometown. The ceremony is formal, with officers, city officials, and community leaders present. Alex stands tall as he accepts a plaque, amidst a standing ovation. Speeches recount his bravery, and the importance of his actions resonates with everyone present. Cameras flash, capturing the moment for local news. Though overwhelmed, Alex feels a profound sense of responsibility and accomplishment. His brave deed is now etched in the town's history. Despite the accolades, Alex remains humble, deeply affected by the incident's reality. Friends and family notice his quieter demeanor, understanding it's not easy being a hero overnight. He continues to attend school, navigate daily life, and process the experience. The weight of what could have been rests on his shoulders, a constant reminder of the fragility of life. Alex's humility endears him even more to the community, who respect his bravery and grace under pressure. As life slowly returns to normal, Alex and his friends grow closer, forever bonded by their shared experience. They often gather to talk about the day, finding comfort in each other's company. The bond forged in crisis strengthens as they navigate their newfound recognition together. Other students look up to them, and they find themselves stepping naturally into roles of mentorship and leadership. The ordeal, while harrowing, leaves them with an unbreakable connection and a shared sense of purpose. Do you like this touching and surprising story? If so, we invite you to leave us a comment expressing your opinion. If you want to continue enjoying inspiring stories like this one, subscribe to our channel or check out the other videos shown at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for your cooperation,